We had a load of scrap steel rejected at the steel mill today, and that's the first time that's happened in probably 6 or 7 years, but let me show you the reason why. I've made dozens of videos over the years talking about the specifications that you have to meet at the mill, and the main one being the length of the scrap that you bring in, and we cut to a 3-foot spec. So as you can see, all of this material in front of me is cut pretty short, and everything should be under 3 feet. So for example, this piece is maybe about 18 inches to 2 feet, and most of these are well within that 3-foot spec. But the issue we ran into is there are a few pieces mixed in that ran through the shear and did not get cut all the way. So it can be difficult to catch because they look like they've been cut, but they're not actually in separate pieces. And so when I got to the steel mill today, I was actually driving the truck, they could see on the top of the load there were a few pieces that were too long because they didn't get cut all the way through. So unfortunately, that load got rejected and we didn't actually dump the load out. Once I got back, there was maybe 5 or 6 pieces in there that were too large. We pulled those out and reloaded it with verified small material or small enough material. But to rectify the situation, tomorrow we are going to go through this pile completely and make sure that there are no other large pieces in there before we ship any more out. And then we're going to flip our shear blades because they're at the end of their life, and that's why the material is not cutting thoroughly. Luckily, this was a relatively local steel mill and we had the material on our own truck. So once we got rejected, we just brought the material back to the yard. Had we been using a third party, we would have had to have paid the freight there and back. Technically, we did pay the freight there and back, but it wasn't a double billing from a third party. So it's a little bit cheaper for us to handle, but costly nonetheless.